MGM Grand Fire, deadliest disaster in Nevada history. Fire 103, classmates Jacob Vargas, Andrew Fung, Sully Thomas, David Rivera, and Sean Young. On November 21st, 1980, a fire occurred at 7:05 a.m. There were 87 deaths, 679 injuries, and 30 million estimated in damages. Some victims were found in the elevators. The MGM Hotel was a 26-story high-rise hotel. It was a Type 1 and 2 construction. It had steel framing, concrete floors, gypsum board, and plywood sheeting. The exits service elevators, main elevators, inner stairwells, and smoke-free towers. Delays. Fire was discovered around 7:05 through 7:10 a.m. Initial attempts made by the staff to extinguish the fire were not successful. Evacuation call did not take place till after 7:15 a.m. Fire departments were not notified until 7:16 a.m. There was no evidence of any fire alarm or evacuation plan for high-rise occupants. The cause of the fire was caused by an electrical fault. Galvanic corrosion and dissimilar metal corrosion contributed to the eventual failure of the ground circuit for the deli. Ground circuit faults were found in the interstitial spaces near the deli, but the area was not heavily damaged by the fire. The fire began in the deli. It spread into the Orleans Coffee House. It also burned into the air plenum, spread to the casino, burned access in full smokeless stairwells, and insufficient amount of fire escapes. There were reported 87 deaths, 679 injuries from guests and employees. There were also 14 firefighters hospitalized and 300 treated for smoke inhalation. Also, due to the damages, it was a 30 million in damages. Building a fire code enforcement was lacking and contributed greatly to the problems listed below. More focus on fire prevention, multiple violations of life safety codes, lack of fire barriers during construction to prevent spread into interstitial spaces, lack of adequate resources for extinguishment, including fire extinguishers and sprinkler systems throughout the building, unprotected openings in the elevator shafts and stairwells contributed to smoke and fire spread. Poor protection enclosures for stairwells, smoke-proof towers, and exit passages allowed smoke and heat to spread rapidly. Lack of HVAC shutdown systems allowed smoke to travel into rooms and hallways, contributing to deaths and visual obstructions. Lessons learned in the MGM Hotel. By the end of 1981, all hotel and resort rooms were required to have the following items installed in rooms regardless of occupancy levels or business hours. Fire sprinklers were installed in all potential occupied spaces, including hotel rooms, hallways, and stairwells. Smoke alarms were also installed in all potentially occupied spaces. Automatic fire suppression systems were installed in all spaces open to the public. Systems were required to have redundancies for controls and suppression. Evacuation plans and maps were installed in every hotel room and occupied space. Elevators are required to have evacuation maps and smoke detectors. All items were required by law in 1981 in the state of Nevada.